Huntington Beach, California, is home to some of the most consistent swells on America's West Coast. Known as Surf City, this place has long been regarded as the board riding capital of the country. This year marks the 100th anniversary of surfing being introduced to Huntington Beach. The competitive scene began here in 1959 with the West Coast Surfing Championships, and that event has since morphed into the richest event in the sport, the US Open of surfing. It attracts the great and the good from the surfing industry, as well as the world's best board riders from the men's and women's tours. The US Open has also developed into a celebration of beach culture and action sports, with some of the planet's leading skateboarders and BMX riders showcasing their talents here. James Lights has been the event producer for the past 15 years.
This is, Southern California, board shorts, bikinis, sun, sand, and surf. You've got the iconic pier, you've got the history and tradition of surfing here, so it's rooted, it's authentic, But when you add in skateboarding, BMX, music, fashion, art, youth culture in this giant festival, it really is unique and different in the world. Not very many places you have a beach of this size with a great break, with all the amenities of the downtown area, and it's like lightning in a bottle.
Whilst it's not one of the 11 elite events that make up the Men's World Championship Tour, a win at the US Open secures valuable points towards the ASP rankings, as well as a check for $100,000. One of the favorites to win this year's title is 20-year-old Chloe Andino, a rising star of the ASP World Tour. Andino grew up surfing the breaks around Huntington and put his local knowledge to good use last year, making the US Open final. He's a big fan of the event and its unique atmosphere.
I think mainly just because of the crowd, the arena set up with people on the beach and then on the pier, kind of surrounded by people in the lineup. There's nowhere like that in the world, so for us, coming here is super special. Just to have the big crowd and everyone backing us, it's really rad.
Chloe's counterpart on the women's tour is Lakey Peterson. The 19-year-old native of California established herself amongst the leading women 2 years ago when she won the US Open. Lakey currently lies 7th in the ASP rankings. Andino and Peterson have both been working with Mike Parsons, a former tour pro and an iconic figure of big wave surfing. Parsons' remit stretches far beyond the sport's tactical and technical aspects.
My role is also trying to keep them grounded and focused, and I think being a mentor, that type of role, and trying to let them realize how lucky they are and blessed they are to have this lifestyle, and stay humble and learn. And a lot of people coming from all directions wanting a piece of them when they get to this level, and it's being able to, I think in Lakey's case and Chloe's case, they're both very mature for their young age. They've been around the world a lot of times, and I think travel really helps getting perspective, seeing what the rest of the world's really like. I think the main thing is when you have a passion for a sport like they do and they want to become the very best in the world, nothing really derails you. I think surfing is such a healthy, great lifestyle in that sense, that these young athletes are really focused on achieving their goals.
However, this year, Andino and Peterson are overshadowed by the emergence of another local hero. Kanoa Igarashi hails from Huntington Beach and has enjoyed a stellar junior career. The 16-year-old came here primarily to compete in the juniors, but after being given a wild card into the main event, he takes full advantage, winning his 4-man heats in rounds 1 and 2 and outsurfing some of the sport's biggest names in the process.
These are my favorite surfers, and just the fact that they're here and that I'm surfing against them is crazy. I watch the webcast. I'm surfing in Chopu and stuff, and all the time, and I'm still a Grom, and I always froth them, watching them charge and surf, and just crazy to be able to surf against them in Huntington.
Although he's eliminated in round 4 of the competition, Igarashi underlines his status as one of surfing's standout prospects.
really want to qualify for the World Tour in the next few years, and that's my goal. And this is going to help me a lot for my seeding and for the next coming years. So I'm so stoked I got a chance to surf in this event.
The men's final is an all-Brazilian affair, featuring Willian Cardoso and Felipe Toledo. "28-year-old Cardoso is a highly experienced competitor with a traditional power-based style of surfing. By contrast, Toledo relies more on his agility and is regarded as one of the best aerialists on the world stage. Despite competing all week with an injured ankle, it's Toledo who prevails in the inconsistent 3-foot surf. The 18-year-old enjoys the traditional Huntington Beach winner's welcome as he journeys from beach to podium to collect the $100,000 first prize. The US Open marks a pivotal midway point on the women's ASP Tour. Carissa Moore of Hawaii holds a narrow lead in the standings ahead of Australia's Sally Fitzgibbons, with both surfers having won twice on the tour this season.
I personally love a little bit bigger of a wave, but you know, we are all working with the same conditions, and I think to be a world champ at the end of the year, you should be able to surf small stuff and big stuff and beach breaks and reef breaks. So yeah, you know, you just gotta roll with it and stay positive and do your best with this.
Despite her preference for bigger waves, Moore has won the US Open on 2 occasions, including last year's event. And each time she's gone on to claim the world title.
You know, I feel like I'm still trying to find my groove and click with the lineup out here at Huntington. You know, I don't know what's going to happen. Of course, I think we all want to win the event, and I'm going to try my best and surf my hardest, and hopefully it works out.
This year, Carissa fails to click with the lineup and is knocked out by Tyler Wright in the quarterfinals. Wright progresses through to the final, where she meets fellow Australian Stephanie Gilmore. A 5-time world champion, Gilmore had looked the strongest rider in the competition, having posted a number of big scores in the early rounds. Despite falling behind early on in the final, Wright battles back to stun her more experienced opponent. Following 4 top 5 finishes this year, the 20-year-old claims her first victory of 2014 to kickstart her World Championship campaign with 4 events remaining.
All I know is that, you know, the top 4 girls, or the top 3 girls, are absolutely amazing, and they're amazing competitors and they're amazing surfers, and you know, to even be in the same arena as them is something special to me, and to be able to just perform the way I want to perform that's what it means. Like, it means so much to me.